Good evening. Welcome to the Lead Timber stream. Good to have you tonight. We are going to talk about several things. No labs on stream tonight. We're just going to do some planning for the CCIE routing and switching V5 written exam. V5.1, as a matter of fact. The wallpaper of the day, as you can see in the background, is from, I think, 6 days ago, the recent Falcon Heavy test firing. So really looking forward to this. I love reading about SpaceX, what they have going on. So not far from here, they are going to be launching, supposedly February 6th, I think it is. They're going to be launching the Falcon Heavy rocket. And man, it's going to be awesome. Anyway, guys, there's some things I want to talk about tonight that, let me pull up the agenda here. So, always try to prepare a little agenda so I'm not just rambling on, but we have actually a plan with the valuable time that we have here, that I have here to be on stream. And first I'm going to talk about these flashcards. Now, if you follow any major networking folks on Twitter, you've probably heard about this. Jedediah Casey, Neckercube, posted his flashcards, and he has blogged about these flashcards in the past. And I've always wondered about them. What did he use? What software? How did he do it? And let me tell you, these are not disappointing at all. These are awesome. I highly encourage you, if you're preparing for the written, to check out. The link is here. I posted it here. But yeah, I already have spent some time with these flashcards. There's an app called, I'd heard him blog about it before, or read about it before. What's the name of it? So there's several different versions that you can use. You can even download it in text. But he, I guess, used it originally in this program called Anki, which I went ahead and downloaded and imported the cards deck. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Study now. So yeah, it's got these real, and then you show answer, and then depending on how you mark it, I think that's how many times you get it again. But yeah, this is great. I highly recommend it. If you have not checked it out yet, definitely check it out. It's awesome. So anyway, that's the first order of business, but it is related to this other thing. Now, there's one other meat chunk here. Another vlogger who, this is really cool. So this is someone who is involved mainly in wireless implementations and is also working on programmability, network programmability, particularly with wireless implementations. And he's basically recording talks on the way to work, which is awesome. I think it's great. Another vlogger. We need more vloggers in this space, and I'm glad to see another one. And he's got a couple of them out there, but I highly recommend that you subscribe to his YouTube channel and check that out. You'll notice there's no whip cracking here. There's no labs, and that's because I want to talk about the major topic for discussion for me is I want to do a little planning session here for the written exam. What I came to realize is time is getting close for me. And I plan on taking it at Cisco Live in Orlando. And what I want to do is go ahead and do I came to realize today that this is getting close, man. I mean, this is becoming like a real deal for me. June 10th through the 14th. So generally, I think, and I don't know this for sure, but I know that I think people tend to take the exams like on the second day of the event. So for me, that would be June 11th, right? And so if that's the case, we just hit February. That was part of the realization is that, wow, we've hit February, and I need to do some planning here for the travel. And there's this clock service out there. You can create your own countdown clocks. There's this site I want to try out. What's it called? someone gave me the, so yeah, I'm going to do a new countdown. So we're going to say it's almost CCIE exam time. And this is going to be, we're going to say, what is it, 6/11? Yeah, 6/11. So if we're talking about, let's say, 10 o'clock, cool little tool here. $129 days. So there it is. We now have a countdown clock. I want to let this thing run. So 129 days is not, I'm thinking, wow, I've got a long ways to go. And the reason I know that is because I've been taking, on a day-to-day basis, pretty much every day, I am working on the Boson written exam questions. And I'm realizing, wow, I've got a ways to go. There's a lot of technologies that I haven't covered yet. And if we go by my labbing schedule, like right now, I'm doing the INE workbook. If I go by the INE workbook schedule, I've basically already calculated when approximately that I will finish that. And it's not June 10th or 11th. As a matter of fact, right now, on the pace that I am on, you all probably know about this. This is in the Google Drive share. We're looking at July 25th, 2018. So, yeah, that's well past what I would have done the written. And there's several sections I have left to cover. Quite a few, actually. So I've got IPv6. I'm in the middle of multicast. I've made some good progress on that. Watch videos kind of up to here, about halfway. I've got IPv6, QoS, security, system management, IP services, and then some foundation labs. So I'm wondering if I were to just go to here, when would that take me to? Let's see, total. What if I change this to be, what is that, 398? Yeah, even so, it would take me till the end of June to get to this. So that also does not account for other technologies which are not covered in the INE workbook that are a part of the written. So yeah, I need to kind of make a list of those. So let's look at the evolving technologies, or no, not evolving technologies. At the, what I need to do is look at the blueprint, which is out here on the drive, guys. You can get out there behind the login wall at Cisco's side as well. But this is pretty recent. So if I look at this blueprint, there are some areas that I have not really covered in the INE workbook. TCP operations, for example. UDP operations. I've pretty much done a lot of the layer 2 technologies, although I still miss some of those questions. Layer 2 multicast, I've not really done anything there. MLD, PIM snooping. When we look at layer 3 technologies, we've got multicast, IPv6 multicast. Fortunately, a lot of the routing we've done for IPv4, but yeah, IPv6 routing, we haven't done much there. Done some VPN technologies. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here that still needs to be done. All this infrastructure security and infrastructure services. And then we have evolving technologies, including IoT and things like that. So it's kind of overwhelming when I stop and think about it. I mean, I knew I would get pretty far in the labs, and I've been consistent. I've been labbing almost every night. So I've gotten through pretty much all the layer 2 and the unicast routing labs, including BGP, MPLS, IPsec VPN. All that was new for me. Multicast is new. But I've got a ways to go and not that long to do it. So yeah, starting tonight, actually, I decided I need to switch gears a little bit. And I'm not going to be, from this point forward, I'm not going to be labbing as much. I'm going to be really focusing on studying and preparing for the written exam. Due to the fact that, there's only a few months left before, I have a deadline. So that's, I just wanted to kind of mention on stream. I will be labbing some things though. There'll probably be briefer labs and not as often. But what I plan on doing is going through, focusing on boson and studying these technologies. There are videos for the written too. I'll be covering those as well. So we're talking about if we, I want to write this out, right? So preparing for the written. First, I need to review technologies not yet covered in the lab. So we need like a gap analysis, right? So for that, I'm going to identify, going to review blueprint and write out areas for areas. There are probably a couple categories, right? So you've got new study areas and review study areas. Now, some of these, for example, ISIS, there are no labs for that in the INE workbook. It's not part of the lab exam. But I will come on certain nights and I will lab ISIS, just some of the basics. Just kind of make up my own labs and learn some of the commands, etc. Same for like QoS and things like that. So, yes, I will be labbing. Yes, I will be streaming. They won't be as long. They won't be streams that are, as long as they have been. But they will be brief, and of course I will be vlogging. So I plan to still come on every night and at least talk about my progress, talk about my challenges, talk about my struggles, and continue to go through this plan, and from time to time do a lab, right? So that's my plan going forward, but this is one of many times where I've had to switch gears, revise my plan, and execute that plan. There have been 2 or 3 major shifts in my strategy. This is one of them. And it is driven by the deadline that I have, right? So in the new study areas, actually for all these areas, well, I'll say for new study areas, we're going to do videos, written material, and some basic labbing. Okay. For study areas, there will probably be. Okay, so actually I can divide this even more. So there's one category which is I would call this focused study time. And then there will be another area called test prep. And this is going to be boson and the flashcards. All right. This is going to be, both of these will be happening consecutively. So this will be a deliberate written out. I'm going to create a new checklist, or probably actually a new tab here. Well, it'll probably be a new sheet. This one takes a while to load because the formulas and everything. So I'll be creating a new sheet here. As a matter of fact, let's create it now. We're going to call it Now there's a topic checklist. I probably need to rename this. We're going to call that lab topic checklist. And we're going to do a new document. And we're going to call this written topic checklist. Okay, so it'll be similar to the other one. It'll have the countdown, and I'm going to start listing out these technologies or areas from the blueprint. And then there are some videos. INE has quite a few videos just for the written. Let me see here. Written, yeah. I've only downloaded some sections of that, but yeah, so that will be part of the preparation material, along with books, of course. Videos, written material, books, some basic labbing, and then this will actually prompt this. And where the areas that we pass and that we feel, that I feel good about, we're going to, just mark those as learned, as in good shape. The study areas, this will identify weak areas. And then in those weak areas, we'll do some lab reviews. We will do Cisco documentation and rewatch videos, right? We'll also rely on our contacts, our social contacts through Discord and Router Gods and Twitter, etc., to kind of, get some hints in terms of how this should be done. So that's my plan, folks. That's really all I have for tonight. I'm going to get to actually studying now and writing out these study areas. And when I have this new list populated, I'll let you know. You'll see it out there. Just so you know, coming up this weekend, we actually have some visitors from out of town. So I won't be able to do a lot of studying. We'll be entertaining this weekend. Hopefully the weather's going to be pretty good. So I'll be a little out of pocket with study, but back on Monday in earnest and getting, executing this plan. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and stopping by, folks. Again, I hope happy labbing yourselves, happy learning, get all the good bits, and we shall see you soon. Next week, we'll start back on the grind on Monday here at the Land Tammer Stream. Take care, folks.